Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this special episode of Dice and Pizza. My name is Derek. I'm the guide, the game master, whatever else for the show. And with me, as always, is our lovable band of heroes who are here with me to just chit chat around the campfire about the show today. Let's start with Maya.
Hello, Maya, they, them pronouns. And I play Zaba, he, him pronouns, Mask Guardian of Kokuru.
Hello, puppies. My name is Justin, he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Driftwood, they, them pronouns. Driftwood is the party doctor.
Hello. My name is Kyla, they, them, theirs pronouns, and I play Ernie, or Ernie for short. Also, they, them, theirs pronouns. Our quote-unquote skilled spy who seems to be making a lot of renegade decisions as of late.
Yeah, but they're kind of funny.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. Real quick, I did forget to list my pronouns. My pronouns are he, him. And we're playing Quest, as folks know, by the Adventure Guild. So yeah, we're here today just to kind of summarize the last arc we did, from our small beginnings, arriving in the village of Kokuru to, the Temple of Mitra and battling with Tankai, and to the village of Alida and Odysseus and all the shenanigans that went down with the Buwaya and the grenades and the champion and the king sorcerer and the spirit world and so much fishing that always goes wrong.
Yeah.
How are you all feeling? How are you all feeling about that?
Of the fishing going wrong? Terrible, horrible. Like, Driftwood does not feel good at all of all the not fishing we've been doing. But it feels like that's going to change. Maybe.
I hope.
Unless we get derailed once more.
Right, yeah.
we have to eat at some point.
Continually have had to save Zaba. I think that'll be consistent through this entire story.
Wow.
Yeah, that was something. Maya, did you ever imagine that Zaba would constantly have to be rescued so many times?
Guardian in distress. We start out with Zaba needing to be rescued, but I'll have you know, I think I held my own in that fight. I don't remember the middle portion. I do know that we've ended this particular arc with Zaba needing to be rescued
I think
once more.
Oh, you go, Kyla?
But I was going to say, you did save us from the 6 or so ragtag. Oh, yes. Not our ragtag. Yeah, but...
Yeah. Oh, and you did rescue Driftwood that one time.
Which one time?
You picked up the stone pillar off of Driftwood and chucked it at
yes. The Temple of Mitra portion of all this.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. So it's... So didn't Driftwood also swim out into the middle of the lake to grab you, too?
Oh yeah,
I did do that.
What happened in 10.
I did fall from the sky.
Like a billion feet out of the air. Yeah.
Huh.
Not enough to reach terminal velocity.
Yep. Yeah, and so much so that you grew gills.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of you did level up this arc. It's funny because in the book you're supposed to level up at the end of every session, but we just kind of didn't do that. And so when I realized, oh wow, they've been using the same 6 abilities for like months, like almost a year now. Like we need to do something about that. That was like a moment as a game master. I was like, have I limited their options by not leveling them up faster?
After the 5th or so time Zaba transformed into a bird, you were like, something's up here.
I noticed a handful of trends. It was that, Zaba transforms into birds. Driftwood always casts Relieve, and Ernie does everything without action points or adventure points. Like,
yeah, what can Ernie do? Like, what does Ernie
like?
What does Ernie do?
I mean, Ernie kind of popped off in episode 9. That was probably the first time Ernie like really got to use their skills. I think
the feather hook. showed up.
Featherhook. Oh yeah, in episode 10, and then in the sneak attack rounds, the
Yeah.
constant like knocking people
Yes.
out.
And
That was something we hadn't seen.
I'm trying to remember. Did I ever put my tracker device? I put a tracker device on one of Jack's belongings, but then never checked on it. I
You put a
forgot
tracker device on the amulet that belonged to Sidon.
Oh, it belonged to
I don't
Sidon.
remember if you
Okay.
took the amulet though.
I didn't take the amulet, no.
Okay,
I
well
don't
you heard it here,
or
folks.
did
Heard it
I don't
here
remember,
first.
but I think that. So that is a plot thread. That's an interesting plot thread.
I
That
could have
will.
sworn I put it on there to trace Jack though. I'm gonna have to
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Anyway, not
if
to get
Jack
us
is still in possession of it, yeah,
we'll
that's a
see.
possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I remember 5% of our episodes because I don't remember this
Well,
happening.
you have a very interesting. You've said this the last few recordings, but like I don't know what Justin and Kyla do to prepare. I know what I do to prepare, but Maya, you've constantly iterated that you don't do any sort of prep or thinking about it. You just show up on the day and become Zaba,
Yeah.
which is like super, like, I don't know, method acty. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do that? I'm curious.
It's too stressful otherwise. Isn't method acting if you don't have a method? That's what I'm going to say. I was reading up on method acting recently. It's not what people think it is, but yeah, no, it's just I don't take notes. I barely remember what I keep in my head like a little bit of what like where Zaba is when we end a session that I bury deep in my brain, and then I unbury it when we hit record.
Gotcha.
Though I will say though I think the one time I prepped was with the 6-7 bandits. I
Okay.
did prepare those questions in advance because I was like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, I'll just ask them a bunch of questions, or like I'm gonna shout at them.
I was so like, how is Maya coming up with these things right here and now? These are like, I was like so stunned. Like the actual look of stunnedness that the bandits had was really just me being like, how do I respond to this incredible improv?
It was questions
it was
Maya has
not-
prepared for any person.
For
What are
any
you
person
doing
that-
here?
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't
do you-
eat?
Yeah. That episode was the first time I realized that this was going to be a party that was going to constantly avoid combat at all costs, and that in order to have combat, I was going to have to play real hardball.
Oh, you played hardball. You did.
I didn't like that I figured that out. Because I was like, oh man, now I gotta be a mean GM, which is why Tankai shows up at the Temple of Mitra. I was just gonna leave him in the sky for a bit.
I mean, I think there's a distinction between mean and ruthless. Like you could be ruthless and not mean with no
True.
malice. And I feel like we've really, the ruthlessness. There's zero Ruths anymore right now. We're all out of commission.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah. This was the closest to a TPK,
Mhm.
total party kill, that we've had. Which, yeah, I was pretty worried. I don't know if you can visibly see it, but when Maya, when you rolled that failure, and you were trying to get out of the spirit world, I was like panicking inside. I was banking on Maya succeeding this roll, and I or having to make a tough choice at least. And I was like, okay, how do I solve this? And then literally that's when you cast Relieve, Justin, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is
A way out.
top notch. Yeah, this is perfect. Which I think is something pretty unique. Like all of you have very different, not different play styles, but there's different lanes that you all like to occupy and go fast or slow in, that I think is interesting. Like I'll like right off the bat, right? Like in the waveforms when I'm editing, Kyla, you don't say that much, but when you do say stuff, it's like you just sniper shot like like the joke, right?
I'm a
Like,
Scorpio. What can I say?
yeah, yeah.
Well, three of you
exactly.
are Scorpios, aren't you?
Oh my god, yeah, right. Three of us are Scorpios. We only
Lonely
have one Capricorn
Capricorn
on
in the
this
corner.
cast.
Capricorn
Yep.
corner over here, huddle up.
We're Capricorn
Moon.
moon.
I'm Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, so
Really?
Wow.
three
So
of
we have
us
three
are Capricorn
moons.
moons.
I guess I'm just
so
over
much-
here with, I think I'm Sagittarius moon. I don't remember. But it's interesting because like you're able to find little bits and bobs to sort of like spin the game a little bit, because you usually make decisions that pivot the party in certain directions that are really interesting.
Maya doesn't like those directions.
Yeah, very distinguishable on Maya's face every
I'm-
time Ernie says anything.
I'm still so pissed about what you did. You choosing to pickpocket.
You know what's funny is that
you don't know that happened.
that's the thing. You as Maya can be pissed, but you as Zaba don't have no idea.
No, I have
Not
no
yet.
clue.
Not
Ernie
yet.
could lie to you about this.
Ernie will probably not say anything.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like everyone's got little different things. Like Driftwood always will find a child to source like delicate information about like the town they're in from,
Yeah.
and or B will will always try to, I guess in a lot of ways, like mediate. Whereas like Zaba Zaba and Driftwood kind of share and tussle with this lane, which I think is really interesting. That was something that I was really worried about when we first started playing, was the dynamic between Zaba and Driftwood was just so like adversarial. I was like, is this going to be bad? Is this going to be unhealthy? And turns out it's actually really great to watch the two characters like just like car wrestle on the freeway, because it's like you two
Yeah.
occupy this like lane of action where you're both like characters of action that want to do things and want to get things done, but because like you're off tussling for how they get done, it's like that's when Ernie kind of like just poops, like just like pops
I'm
in.
the if you all heard the news item about the truck that spilled potatoes over the highway.
Yeah.
Ernie's the one throwing the potatoes onto the highway while you
Yeah.
both are wrestling.
We're
But at the
wrestling
same
at the wheel.
at the same time, it is that like our party, us as a party would be dead without Driftwood, like
True.
because of your spells.
Well,
Like
the-
You're healing.
The
yeah.
hilarity is kind of like Driftwood. If Driftwood had a choice, we wouldn't get into any fights because Driftwood doesn't want to heal anyone. But that's not what's been happening so far. It's been
well, now you have an excuse.
yeah, we
What
have
were you gonna say?
not
What were you gonna
gotten
say?
into fights, but have still gotten hurt somehow in the fights that we've gotten in, and then Driftwood has to go in anyway. So I feel like Driftwood is like maligned as a doctor now, and is like much more primed to just get into combat because of this last arc, because they'd rather get it over with than having to deal with the aftermath.
So you turned from a reluctant doctor to avid fight picker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're a
Maya's trying to
doctor,
pro-
but your specialty is I don't know.
Oh wait, it's the call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah.
yes, that's yes,
Jeez.
that's Driftwood now.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
I've been battle hardened now.
yeah.
Yeah, but now Zaba's a reluctant guardian because we burned him too many times.
Uh,
Or would
Yeah.
you agree or disagree with that, Maya?
Reluctant guardian. What do you mean by that?
In the sense of, well, I think I'm thinking back to like when we had the big fight
Uh-huh.
around the picnic table,
Yes.
and then you're like, no, I'm just not going to get involved with this.
Yeah, that's true. Where Zaba kind of abdicated any sort of leadership and was like, "You're on your own. I'll just be here." I mean, we did finally go to Noro, which is what Zaba was kind of pushing for us to go to. So, I'm really
Yeah.
interested in. Is it a spoiler to talk about Noro's Guardian? Have we talked about that?
No, because Scallop appears in episode 7, so
Oh yeah, the episode I still haven't watched. Um,
method.
Very method.
so I'm really interested to see Zaba's reaction to another guardian, because Zaba's met so many different kinds of guardians, people that he doesn't view as guardians, people he does view as guardians, and then I wonder if he can really deny that Scallop is not a guardian. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Zaba's relationship with being a guardian is right now.
Driftwood is not excited for Zaba to meet Scallop at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
mean,
Scallop. Yeah.
Scallop is I mean, it's not a spoiler. Scallop's a douchebag, dude.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Scallop's
He's a piece of
horrible. And even though there's friction always between Zaba and Driftwood,
Yeah.
Driftwood knows who they'd rather spend time with.
Aw.
So if anything,
Oh.
maybe Scallop will bring you both closer together.
You have a united enemy.
A common
It's
enemy.
not Tankai. It's Scallop.
No, yeah, the bully energy will come out.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm sure Zaba is gonna get into a fist fight with Scallop at some point.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, and then Driftwood will tend to your ego wounds when you lose.
Oh,
Wow.
You know in Pokemon where like I mean we might not know, but in Pokemon sometimes you go up against a gym leader who's like several levels higher than your team, and so you
Yeah.
bring out this Pokemon and you're like, oh my god, we're gonna beat them, and then you don't. Yep, I'm like fully prepared for a situation where we're humbled by Scallop, and Driftwood isn't emotionally prepared for that either.
Zaba,
Oh,
I just
no.
need you to wear him down, and then I'll step in.
Oh really?
But
Oh really?
we have
I
Sidon
don't have a
too.
good track record anymore.
Yeah.
We also
We
have
do
Sidon.
Sidon.
Is Sidon a
Mhm.
fighter?
He's
Sidon?
very
Yeah.
a fighter.
Yes.
I was
rolled
not
Sidon as
here
a
for
fighter.
most of Sidon's.
Okay, that's true. You didn't see
stuff.
Sidon single-handedly break out of prison. I think. Well, Sidon can do things when he's not sad.
And he's sad right now.
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
pathetic, and that's
Yeah.
all Zaba saw was this pathetic little man. So
This pathetic
Even
little
though he's
man
like
is
6
taller
feet
than
tall.
you.
We bring nothing but misery to the characters we encounter.
Yeah. It's funny because he's like one of those characters. I have a Sidon table that I roll on every now and then to determine just random Sidon things. So at any other point in this first like arc, you could have encountered Sidon. And before every session, I would roll to see if you encounter Sidon. And it just
Oh.
happened that was the session where you all encountered him.
Wow.
I mean, I'm
Um,
glad we encountered him
Yeah.
now. Like we needed extra. We needed the backup.
Yeah.
yeah, some extra beef. Maya just got up.
sorry, of all the things I plugged in, I didn't plug in my charger.
Oh,
Oh.
that is very important.
one of those.
I just got
I was
another
just like-
notification. I was like,
I was like,
oh,
yeah. I was like, oh,
Um,
Maya's just done. Maya's
I'm
just done with
gone.
everything.
Very method.
can you
What
imagine?
else are?
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I was gonna. One little aside. Can you imagine Sidon in Kokuru Village?
Oh yeah.
God.
Sidon wouldn't like be able to fit anywhere.
Just fish out of water there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are other things people are excited for this next set of episodes and going to Noro?
I think going to Nora presents its own like cavalcade of conflicts and things to do. I feel like it's like a reckoning of the location mostly with Driftwood as it's been. It feels like there's just been this fight to not go at this time, and a need was presented to go that was like very specific to Nora, which is like making sure we all get rested up, amongst other things. But I'm excited to change of location. We're not on the mainland anymore. We get to see what like a more remote perspective on all of the events going on has led to, and the potential. I mean, we have another NPC with us, which is another thing that we haven't had before either. So I'm curious of how we will engage with the world through their eyes, through Sidon's eyes, and potentially find a nice, lovely beachside home for Sidon to cry in. and be sad boy.
Yeah.
Ember
Okay.
Island players vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Kyla?
Looking forward to um Justin took I was also thinking about like the change of not change necessarily change of pace, but change of location. I mean Ernie's looking forward to getting away from Jack. And all of that the drama that that city has.
Yeah.
Um what else? I think well I as a player I'm looking forward to kind of if we unless we end up in like a bunch of other hijinks um
hmm
like talking with each other about like what's happened as characters because we have not reflected or really processed a lot of what's happened in the past couple in the at the end of this arc basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the last 3, 4 episodes have kind of been one big, like almost action set piece. Um, which is interesting because that kind of happened with the Temple of Mitra as well. It was like a whole like 2-ish episodes dedicated to that whole encounter. So yeah, definitely that change of scenery and pace, and there's like some fun NPCs I'm excited for you all to meet in Noro. And um yeah. Maya, do you have anything else?
uh, I well, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it gets us back on track with because I why the reason why Zaba wanted to go back to Noro was because Noro
Oh.
has those libraries, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So I do think it's another avenue of like research on Tenkai. So in that way, I think kind of pulling more at those threads um is what I'm looking forward to. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Tenkai. What does Tenkai want? Power. What does Tenkai need? Power.
What is Tenkai? Power.
What is power?
What does
Is
Tenkai taste
Yeah.
like?
Is Tenkai
Tea.
hot? Yes.
Yes.
Power. It's all about drive.
Yeah, Tenkai is the epitome of like an influencer gone wrong.
But
Oh
who
man.
like who like eats a lot of protein shakes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Tai became such a thick dragon.
Tenkai
Thick
meal
and
preps.
long dragon. Oh my goodness. It's just water.
Tenkai meal preps water and chicken.
Hydration.
Chicken
And
breast.
no chicken hearts.
Oh, chicken
Has to
heart.
be
Oh.
chicken hearts.
Evil. Or I don't know.
Oh
Maybe
man.
that's good.
Ma doesn't know the backstory to why I have such a disdain for chicken hearts.
I like chicken hearts. They're yummy.
Not the way that I've seen them prepared.
hmm
Not
You've
by
had
me.
chicken hearts, haven't you? And like yakitori?
Yes, but I had a host family whose brother would just cook like a whole bag of chicken hearts by itself and just eat that with no seasoning or anything.
I would do that, but no like salt or pepper.
Maybe, but like it was like a lot of chicken hearts.
I feel like that doesn't sound outside the realm of possibility for myself. I like chicken hearts. They're
But just like by themselves cooked, like a whole
Maybe.
heaping bowl of them.
I
I
think
don't
I'd
know.
like it more than I would like chicken thighs. I get bored of chicken thighs really very fast.
Huh.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever had chicken hearts.
I don't know if I have either.
Well,
They're,
Ernie definitely has.
They're very red meat.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize chickens had red meat.
Oh
but
yeah,
good to know.
the thigh is has red meat.
Interesting.
Mm.
I think.
Huh.
If I'm wrong about this, no one yell at me about it.
Please tweet at our Twitter account, Dyson Pizza.
Behind curtain number one is a chicken expert to tell you, hey, hello, you're wrong.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, cuisine. Speaking of cuisine,
Yeah.
tying this back to the game,
Pizza.
that's another reason why I'm excited for Noro. there's a lot of cuisine that Justin has thrown out and cuisine that I've thrown in that I'm excited for everyone to experience.
Yeah.
A lot of it is Filipino food that I like, uh,
hmm
but I'm very excited. Just kind of how like that is something I miss. Episode 2, all the rice related dishes. I like Googled like rice dishes and clicked like top 25 rice dishes like an hour before the session to get like a mild collection of what would make sense for this village. Except their only export is rice, and they don't really have much in the way of other things. Like everything has to be rice.
Right.
Fish, yeah, fish.
We had the
Um,
green herbs.
the green herbs.
Onigiri with green herbs, rice balls.
Yeah,
I had
I'm
a
sure there's
green
like
onion
some chickens
growing out
Oh
of the
yeah,
ground.
the green
onions.
onion
Oh, yeah,
with
green
dirt,
onions.
as
Yeah,
spice.
Culinary
Mhm.
classics.
Had the
Mhm.
fish and chips, or the chips before we were able to add fish to them
yeah,
that were ruined by falling into the water.
yep.
Tragic.
And then like no, the chip merchant, that was a fun like addition to the world. I think I don't remember how much of that was improv versus prep.
Mm.
I think I had the name and I had that they were a merchant, but I had no clue what they were selling.
Mm.
And I don't remember how we got to like Majira as a character. I don't remember how we arrived there, but I think I had, you know what, I had just probably had, I think I had zucchini fries for the first time, and so I was
Mm.
thinking about that.
Very good. We were fighting at the table with the
Right.
big O dude, and then
Mhm.
Ernie got us pita pockets, and then we had a big fight, and I left, and then I met
Yeah.
Majira and exchanged chips, and then I threw it in my mouth, and then I was like, "Whoa, isn't that cool?"
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was one of those episodes that I really, episode 6. I think I've talked to you, all three of you, offline about this, but like it was like the hardest edit, I think,
Mm,
because it was like a 2.5, 3 hour record that we cut down into like an hour.
There was a lot of lore that also, or I think a big chunk of Zaba's conversation with
Kurum.
Kurum
Yeah,
got
that got a lot of that got cut.
It was about the
cut,
guardian system mostly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like the one thing that I'm hoping I will get better at in this next set of episodes is being a little bit more consistent and concise with my lore, and so then I don't have to edit so much of it out. Because I think when I'm editing, I get like it's a combination of being self-conscious and then realizing this contradicts itself, or it's not coming across in a way that like I think is answering like what everyone's looking for when they ask about it. And so I'm like, yeah. And also for a really long time, I like didn't have all of Tankai's history figured out,
mm,
which I do now have figured out. I have it solid for the last few episodes. So like I know what I can tell you whenever there's like Tankai related things, but some of the world itself, I'm still kind of figuring that stuff out, and that's just something I'm not the best at as a GM, because I definitely play real fast and loose sometimes with the rules, which is part of why we play Quest and not D&D.
mm.
Which, yeah, I don't know. But as things have kind of gone on, things have solidified, and I think we're getting to a point now where I can't really wiggle my way out of lore by editing. So, especially in Noro, which has an ancient library, which that was completely on all three of you corroborating that when Driftwood mentioned it. That was not something I had ever intended to exist in Noro. 100%. Justin and all and the rest of
forced
you
your hand. They're like, give us
being like-
information.
being like, oh yeah, let's go to Noro. And I was like, they said it exists, it makes sense.
We've had a couple
know?
times where we forced lore in, which I think is also
Yeah.
introducing the new, like the flavor rules, right?
Oh yeah, the new mechanic.
Yeah, which
we're
I
gonna
think
be playing with a custom rule.
This will be the first episode where we'll be able to do that. Is that correct?
Yes,
right.
correct.
So
Yeah.
that's the other thing. Like, I think a big moment was also the pickle crabs thing.
Oh yeah.
And there's been a lot of like underwriting, with the journals that Driftwood has, that I think need to be caught up to. Well, I don't think Driftwood has had a solid rest
No.
until like this point. So Driftwood will have a lot of feelings in the next journal. But it's been interesting to rack against the lore that we know of and then don't know of. But like introduce it like, oh, what are we gonna fish? Is it just regular fish? Like, no, it's pickle crabs. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is a thing that we do here, and they're bigger here and they're not as big here. And it was just like being able to contribute to the lore while playing was kind of something I didn't anticipate as much, but I think has helped solidify the characters in the world more because I think it
Yeah.
is a way of speaking where we all have lived different parts of the same world. And it would
Yes.
be obvious to teach each other how to live in this world, because none of us have really ventured that much outside of our villages.
Yeah.
So I think that's
True.
been an interesting introduction.
Yeah. I mean, the lore that you all come up with 100% really helps me as a game master. And that's why, yeah, in this next arc, we're going to be doing a custom rule called Roll for Flavor. And let me pull up the flavor text because I was really proud of
Flavor
my
text.
flavor
Roll
text.
for flavor.
Roll for
Blah, blah,
Flavor
blah.
Town.
Yeah, roll for
Roll
flavor.
Town.
Next thing you know, we're
Pizza
going to
comes in
Guy
all
Fieri.
shapes and sizes.
Guy
All
Fieri,
kinds of toppings.
special cameo.
Oh, goodness. That'd be funny. So basically, the whole thing is like you can roll a d20, and if you get a critical hit or a triumph, which is a 20, the party can gain something with the flavor that they described. This is a move that I kind of pulled out of Dungeon World, which has a move called Spout Lore, which is where you draw upon your knowledge and the GM tells you something useful. But I've noticed that the three of you are just really good about just telling me something useful about the world. So that's why it's flipped, because it just happens naturally in game a lot of the time. Like pretty much all of Zaba's rituals and a lot of like Tosu and Noro culture were pretty much all come up with by you guys. Like that really came from all of you individually with a little bit of like, haha, here's the rough like flavor for each of these places. But you all really took that and really made it your own, which is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. I really like them specifically because the more I realize we're doing this like as a role playing, the more I'm acknowledging that people have been doing this like in their regular lives forever. Like, how does anthropology start? How does like geology start? It's just like someone pointing to a bunch of stuff and be like, oh, it's this way and it's this way until it's not. And then it's just regrafted and then remixed and then retold. And specifically in like the realm of oral storytelling, like passing on that stuff, like so many stories have become the same because people have retold them, to the point where like people have wanted to listen to them. So both in storytelling and in like real world and in like role playing, I think these things feel natural. They make sense to happen.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're about at time. So if unless anyone else has anything else to comment on this special bonus episode, I think we can begin to wrap it up.
The only thing is I'll say is what's the name of the chip merchant again?
Majira.
Najira. I want like a separate mini episode just with them because from their perspective, they saw Driftwood go to the lake, get attacked by a buaya, disappear into the water. Like a war starts with the buaya. They come back and they get sacked and dragged into the city. I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. Just like you meet this random person and then like all of a sudden, anyways, what were you saying?
I will add that we did actually give chips in exchange for the fishing rod in Odysseus. So there is a presence of something there. So we should do this episode. And someone who's looking for Majira, looking for those chips.
Oh man, that's a great little idea. You all can play like side like villagers.
We propel them into like becoming a traveling chip salesperson.
Yeah.
Right.
Become an adventurer of their own.
We just discovered that like the whole game should just be about like chip sales going across the realm.
Right. They'll be traveling independent of us. And then when we run into them as the original party again, it'll be pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah. I mean what is their pronouns again?
she, her.
Oh, okay. She'll be surprised that we're still alive. Like the last thing she saw was that you were being dragged. You were being
Right.
dragged unconscious.
Yeah, I could already
away.
imagine she was watching over the lake, and I was like, "Oh, what's that in the sky?" it's Zaba's body falling. It's like, just another day.
This is why you don't go over that lake.
Right.
Oh man.
I have something to say. Thank you to all the people who have been listening to our podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't believe that
Yes.
it's been so many episodes. I won't name a number, but
Yeah.
because I don't remember. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us, and hope you'll stick around as Zaba has a truly terrible time, and maybe gets beat up by Scallop, and I don't know, Driftwood and Ernie are there too.
Well, watch Scallop beat you up.
That would be a great 3-panel comic. I'll put that right there. Will it become canon? I don't know, but you will be able to find out next week when the next episode airs. So yeah, we're about to record that right after this. So strap in, buckle up, grab a slice, and get ready for next week. Thank you all for listening. This is Dyson Pizza. And we're here.
Oh.
Thank you all.
Oh, damn.
Oh, are we all showing D20s?
Oh no, I don't have a D20. Oh no,
Oh
no.
wait, Maya, you need to get your dice for game.
Shoot. Goddamn. Holy fuck. Oh man. Oh no.
Hang on. Gotta vamp. Oh yeah. Special shout out to Gene, Brian, and Itamar for all the support you gave early on in the show, doing art and music and sound. And Maya, Kyla, Justin, the three of you are great. Can't imagine the show without you all.
And Derek.
And yeah.
And
Yes,
Derek.
And
Oh, thank
Derek.
you. Okay. And wait, I don't have it on my nat 20. Okay, and nat 20, and we're done. Goodbye. Okay.